Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters, and welcome to everybody else. You are tuned into Abdul Hakeem's World with your host, Abdul Hakeem, where we are keeping things strictly business. Hope everybody is doing good today or tonight, depending on where you're listening from. Today's business concept that I wanted to talk about is expectation versus reality. And this is something that I wanted to touch on because first and foremost, it's something that I experienced. And it's something that I'm learning from my mentors. So to give a little background about who I am, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm still a beginner. But I am a student of knowledge with regards to business and entrepreneurship. And so I have mentors who are making millions. I would say even some of them with regards to lifetime income, even billions. And I just share what I learned from them. So when we're looking at expectation versus reality, expectation is what you are buying into, especially as a beginner, because you're naive. You don't really understand business and how it truly works and the intricacies of it. So what happens is, and this is what happened to me, you go on social media, whatever outlet you like to use, and somebody out there is telling you that here's a business model where you can make $10,000 a month. Or this is a business model where I make $1 million a month or $1 million a year. Just copy me. Now, there's nothing wrong with what they're saying if they're telling the truth. And I believe that most of the time, these people are telling the truth. But I also believe that this is a rare case. So, let me give you an example. I have a mentor who had a guy who was making almost $1 million a month from Instagram. He had an Instagram theme page. And so my mentor was telling me, I have a program available where you can basically learn exactly what this guy is doing. You just have to pay $1,000 and you can start making $1 million. Now, he didn't give me a time frame, but when I saw it, when you're looking at people explain the business and their journey to how they got to where they're at, it's the expectation is almost, if I do this exactly what he's telling me, then I'm going to reach where he's at exactly the way that he did it. And it's true, but you don't really understand the reality of the business until you start the business. Yes, you can reach the level of the people that are making a lot of money, but the reality is that it takes a lot more work than you probably think it does. And so when we switch over to reality, the reality is that every level of every level of income has a new barrier of entry. So think of it like a video game. You're at level 1. What do you do to get to level 2? You get experience. Once you have enough experience, then you go to level 2. But once you get to level 2, the experience bar doesn't just keep going. You have to do more in order to gain more experience in order to go to the next level. That's how it works for every single level. And business is exactly the same way. Once you get to level 1, you have to get experience. And experience in this case can mean action. You have to take enough action to get you to level 2. Then once you get to level 2, you have to put in more action to get to level 3. There's a barrier for each level. Once you make $5,000 a month, then you say, okay, now I have to figure out how to make 10. Once you make 10, then you have to figure out how to make 20. Once you make 20, then you have to figure out how to make 40. Now, there's a belief that getting started and making your first dollar is the hardest. And I do believe that. I hold to that belief. But I also think that every level has its challenges and difficulties that you must get through. So that's something that I wanted people to think about. I want you guys to think about is whatever you're going to start, whatever you're going to do with regards to business, especially in the beginning, at least put a year's worth of dedication and work and time, daily time to this goal. You have to. Don't think that, and this goes back to my other video where I was talking about the different levels of time. Don't be a loser and think with regards to business in months. Don't think, okay, in 3 months I will get this. In 6 months I will get my goal. In 8 months. You have to at least give it a year. And that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning. But what you'll find is that if you dedicate a year of daily work, then you will improve tremendously to the point where you will be knowledgeable, you will be valuable, and you can start making money. You can start making money. I think that's all that I wanted to touch on today. So any questions, comments, leave them down below. Feel free to like and subscribe. And I'll be back next time with more knowledge. Until next time.